Hey dreamer, hey survivor, hey thriver, welcome back to my channel. It's Michelle, the owner of adreamlife.com and your host and creator over here at Surviving Narcissistic Deception. And today I'm going to tell you 3 things that the narcissist hopes that you do not know and will not find out, because if you did, it would hurt them and it would crush them. And honestly, I think they're the only 3 things that you should know and that you have to know in order to defeat the narcissist. But before I get into that, if you subscribe to my channel, thank you. I appreciate you. If you have not yet subscribed, you can do that now by hitting that subscribe button, and make sure you hit the bell notification so you can be notified when I produce and release another video that will help you get over narcissists in your life, in your family, at your job, or wherever they are, by informing you not only on how they operate, what you can do to make sure that they don't get a grip on you. If you've ever sat down and said, I've been so hurt and so damaged in these relationships with narcissists, I wish that there was a way that I could hurt the narcissist back. Now, this is not necessarily why I am creating this particular audio lesson, but I think it's important to know where your power lies. And in knowing where your power lies, it'll also help reveal to you where you may have been lacking power or lacking knowledge or lacking what it takes to protect yourself from a narcissistic person, or even if you failed at protecting yourself from a narcissistic person being able to gain access to your life. What I'm about to tell you today will help you strengthen that and get yourself back into your own power. Now, one of the first things that a narcissistic person, and even a narcissistic institution, right? Because we know that we live in a world that is ran and driven by sociopathic, narcissistic people that run major companies that block access to evolution or things getting better or different processes that could make life easier. We know this. And so we also know that there are people who operate this way within our own lives, right? Whether it's a partner or in a relationship. And what happens is, how we get deeply enmeshed and engaging with these people or these organizations is that narcissistic people are really good at giving you the truth with a little bit of lie. And so they're able to offer you something that seems inviting, that seems like, okay, maybe they're trying, they're halfway there, and this sort of thing, if you're not careful, if you have this belief, which I'm about to tell you, you could get pulled deeper and deeper into these situations with the narcissist, where you actually start to lose more of yourself. You lose more of your own boundaries, more of your own understanding. And that's when you believe, because of improper programming, and not because this programming was done accidentally, it's done purposefully, right? Because we live in a world that wants to keep you disempowered. Not everyone, but enough that channels like mine are important. So here it is. Not all people have access to goodness somewhere deep inside of them. It's not true. We want to consider the law of opposites, and we know that this is a real law in our universe, right? Where there is beauty, there is ugliness. Where there is love, there is hate. Where there is resistance, there is acceptance, right? Where there's black, there's white. There's all these opposites. And in order for the world, in order for us as individuals to grow, we will be faced with an opposite. This is where we learn. This is where we get to, tap into more of our own personal power and our ability to grow. Now, this is not to say all people, but when it comes to narcissistic people, they need you to believe that they have goodness inside of them. because your natural goodness will do everything to try to trigger the goodness in the narcissist. And this is part of what keeps people trapped in narcissistic relationships or dealing with narcissistic family members longer than they should, because this particular lesson is not learned. Just like we signed on to a contract to a soul contract to enter into this world to figure out our purpose and what we should be doing here, the narcissist also is on a soul contract. And that contract is not to give or to add something. That particular contract that the narcissist has signed up for is to cause destruction, is to cause insecurity, is to deplete and detract. The narcissist is on the opposite end of everything that the empath believes that life is about. And although they will project and pretend to be like you by emulating you or copying you or projecting your behaviors in order to entrap you or to ensnare you, right? They actually do not believe that. There is no goodness there. Some people are only here to exercise the law of opposite. Where you are trying to give love, this person wants to get you to believe that your love is not valid, that your care and your input is not valid. And so they will do whatever it takes to deplete you of this, because they are the opposite, right? And so if you go through life believing that all people are good, then you would give more of yourself than necessary, because you don't understand that you can't tap into an authentic goodness in a narcissist, because the narcissist has chosen and decided that they don't believe in love, that they have opted out of goodness, that they don't believe that there's enough space in this world for all of us to be prosperous or creative or to get our fair share of attention. This is why the narcissist has to implement these manipulative tactics to keep you believing that you're unworthy. Because if the narcissist decided that, okay, I can be good, that means that they would also have to make room for you to be good. They would have to make room for you to shine. They would have to leave room for you to be happy, right? Because that's how goodness operates. But a narcissist is unable to believe in that, because whatever happened in their life, they opted out of goodness. And it's okay to believe that not everyone is good, because when you operate with this level of consciousness, you can be more realistic and careful with your own life and protecting your own purpose, and looking out for signs. You know, some of this stuff that they do, a lot of the stuff that they do is textbook. And this way, when you learn from your previous experiences and you have someone in front of you or someone new coming into your life, or even if they've already entered your life, you're able to detect when you may be dealing with a person who is not tapped into goodness, who has no access to goodness. So you're not tricked and fooled and waste a lot of time trying to tap into goodness that's not there. And these people can show up in your close circles, in your family, occupying positions and titles like your own child, your own mother, your own father, occupying titles that society says affords them the right to be in your life, occupying titles that are bred and taught with this sense of entitlement, right? And then you get trapped in there. So remember, not all people are good, and not all people have access to goodness that can be inspired by your behavior and your love. It's just not true. It's not true. Number 2, no contact is narcissistic kryptonite. But not when they break off with you or disappear out of your life. It becomes kryptonite when it's maintained and enforced by you. When you decide that you are going to maintain no contact, this basically tells the narcissist, what they've been thinking all along and what they've been trying to fight against all along is that they don't matter, that they don't have any value, that their existence is not something that is life-giving, right? Even though the narcissist knows this about themselves, this is something that they do not want to accept, because if they accepted that they were unworthy and that they don't have anything to offer, then they would have to go in and start to do some self-work. But the people in the world keep the narcissist existing and alive because they continue to validate the narcissist. But remember, a narcissist doesn't really need you to love them. It doesn't matter what energy you give them. And when you implement no contact, they can't even try to get into your life to infiltrate, to kind of have you believe that you're unworthy, or maybe have a look into your life to find ways to manipulate you or to bring chaos in your life. Because even if you're mad and angry and cursing the narcissist out, this is enough for them to feel that they matter. One of the most difficult things for a narcissist to do is to have a look at themselves. And this is why they avoid doing it at all costs. They suffer with like a massive cognitive deficit because they look out, they never look in. So basically, they want you to tolerate that through cognitive dissonance, and it will continue to abuse you and pretend as if though it didn't happen. Because the narcissist will tell him or herself whatever it is that they need to believe, even if it doesn't make any sense at all, in order to maintain their false identity or their false ideals about themselves, to avoid going in. They are incapable of doing this. They are only here to bring you conflict, to bring you chaos, to bring you headaches, to make you a loser, to bring you down to their level so that they can feel above you, to bring you down into their hell so that they can stand on your back and feel like they're above you, even though they know that this is not true. And so when you implement no contact, you are basically reminding the narcissist of who they are. And a lot of times they will go above and beyond to try to find a way to get back into your life. They will lie. They will tell you they are sick. They will apologize. They will send you videos and audios. I've had this done to me. Long apologies, or serenading you, complimenting you. They will go above and beyond to try to get that power back, to try to get your attention on them. And there's just something about not being able to get to you that drives the narcissist absolutely insane. And they will always, always remember the person that was able to uphold a strict, tough, impenetrable no contact. And this is hard, and the only reason that going no contact gets hard and some people break it off and allow the narcissist back in is because of reason number one. The lie, the belief that everyone has something good inside of them, or because this person occupies a title in your life that on a societal level is deemed as a person who is entitled to you, entitled to your company, entitled to your goodness, entitled to your advice. And sometimes we think that our goodness will bring us back good karma. This is what the narcissist wants you to believe. It is very true that your goodness can be undervalued pointing it in the wrong direction. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you are being good to someone who is clearly showing you that they do not appreciate you, whether they only do it every week or every 2 weeks, if it's been a consistent pattern where nothing ever really truly changes, you're dealing with a narcissist. And so this is when your goodness is just basically in vain. And there's nothing good that can come from giving goodness to an entity that is rejecting that goodness and abusing you, whether through verbal abuse, gaslighting, triangulation, anything that makes you feel bad or unworthy is a place where you should not be depositing your goodness. So no contact ruins the narcissist's plans. No contact lets the narcissist know, reminds the narcissist again that You are unworthy. You are not living right. You are a detractor. You are depleting. And now this person knows, and this person will not allow you into their lives. And so this really sets the narcissist on a rampage. And this is also a time when you need to be safe, and you should be careful, and you should have your antennas up, right? And the third one, the narcissist doesn't want you to know that you have the power to recreate your reality, right? Because the reality that you co-created with the narcissist, the miserable one, where you felt like you could never have the life that you want, or you can never make the money that you want, or be in the position that you want. Let's think about a narcissistic boss that doesn't want to give you a raise or give you a promotion or allow you to express yourself in a way where you could feel fulfilled at work. And this narcissistic boss, won't allow you to move through the company, right? This is disempowering. And so what the narcissist wants you to believe is that this is the best that you can do. That you won't be able to get a job where you can, be your fuller self, and you can make deposits into the company that are satisfying on both sides. The narcissist doesn't want you to know this. And in narcissistic relationships, the narcissist doesn't want you to know that even on your worst day, if you refocus and tap into your own personal power, you can recreate your reality, right? Because when you're with the narcissist, remember, we are always co-creating. While we do create our own realities, what we focus on and the intentions that we put out there and the beliefs that we hold create the experiences that we have, and together coupled up with our actions. But when we have false beliefs about ourselves, disempowered beliefs, we end up in relationships with narcissistic people. And then on the subconscious level, we're co-creating this uncomfortable, horrible, disempowering reality with the narcissist basically having all the control. But still, we're co-creating it because it's what we believe about ourselves that allow us to stay in relationships with people who only aim to disempower us, to hurt us, to make life difficult for us so that we can't grow and we can't evolve. Because remember, the main purpose of life, existence on the universe, is to evolve individually and on the conscious level. But there's two sides to this coin. There's the empathetic side with the conscience, and there's that side that is void of love and conscience, and that is just all ego, and that is the narcissist, right? And so when you're in this reality with the narcissist is working on you to minimize your self-esteem, your assertiveness, through the things that they do to offset you. And so you start to believe that you can't have anything else. This is your reality, to be broke, to be in a relationship with a cheater and a liar, to be overpowered by this narcissistic energy. But the moment you, one, realize that not all people have goodness, you empower yourself. And then you implement no contact, right? So now you're like this midway superpower. And then you realize you have the power to recreate your reality no matter how bad things are. You're completely empowered. And this is the goal that the narcissist has, to make sure that you are unaware of these things by any means necessary. Because once you become aware of these three things, this sends the narcissist into a frenzy. And they realize just how disempowered they truly are. And they understand that the only power that they have is an illusion. It's false. It's based on lies. And it breaks up. And it crushes the narcissistic theory. It crushes the narcissist. And so this is why the narcissist has to maintain so many different avenues of supply. Because this is a complete disaster, right? What the narcissist signs up for, when you implement these three things, it makes them question what they're doing. And so they quickly have to find another way to be able to uphold this false reality, this insane, crazy whirlwind of a life that they're living, this tornado that they are trying to implement on other people. And so always remember these three things. Okay, not all people have access to goodness somewhere deep inside of them. It's just not true. Just like you signed up to be good and to be prosperous and to give to life, there's that other energy that signed up for the opposite, to come against you. And no contact is a narcissistic kryptonite when it's maintained by you. It doesn't matter who started the no contact. When it's maintained by the empath, this is going to give you a whole nother realm of strength. It's going to re-empower you, right? And during that time, you recognize that you are in control of co-creation of your reality. And when you refocus and realign your intentions and your goals and start to believe good things about yourself and retrain yourself, you will start to co-create with a different entity. You will start to co-create with people who want to meet you halfway, people who want to do great things, people who want to help you, people who want to love you. You'll be on a new frequency. And the frequency of the narcissist will no longer be able to coincide with yours. I hope this video resonated with you and you were able to get something from it to help you not only protect yourself from narcissists getting into your cypher, but for you to be able to strengthen your spiritual self and start to shut down any ciphers where a narcissist may already be inside, violating your space, throwing you off track, making you forget that you're on this earth with a purpose and you have value and there's something that you need to be doing. We don't need a narcissist blocking that. If you're not a D2D, dreamer to do a VIP member who's trying to get back on your creative path or learn how to use software and automations and develop and write your story, and you still would like to donate to my channel or support my channel, you can do so at paypal.me/adreamlife. Otherwise, you can get into the 12-week You Can't Hurt Me No More self-love kit for empaths who love too hard, 2 ways, via phone call or via straight course. And in order to find out more about those options, you want to visit adreamlife.com/You Can't Hurt Me No More or adreamlife.com, book a call, and you will see the creative lineup there that is meant and designed to help get you back to where you want to be. Love and light.